I am Eric Melillo, a Member of Parliament from the Kenora riding, part of the Conservative Party. I ran for political office really to just try to make some positive changes in my region and in my community. Obviously politics is important, it touches every aspect of our lives, and I felt that getting involved and being a part of that process by running was the best way that I can help make some positive changes. Yeah, it's a tough one. There's obviously been many, but one of my proudest accomplishments is working with Chief Rudy Turtle of Grassy Narrows First Nation in my riding, as well as Mark Miller, who is then the Minister of Indigenous Services, to help deliver a mercury treatment center for Grassy Narrows First Nation. So Chief Turtle actually ran as the NDP candidate in my riding in 2019, and of course Minister Miller is a member of the Liberal Party, so it was great to see three parties really come together to work on addressing that issue and finally delivering the support that was needed for decades. That's something that I'm very proud to have been playing a small part in helping to address. I would say what motivates me every day to go to work is really just a remembering that it's the people back home that I'm representing. It's my community that's relying on me here to represent Northwestern Ontario, and having that that sort of weight and that acknowledgement to me is motivation to come in every day and do the best job that I can for the people of my riding. I would say something I learned after becoming an MP was how cooperative politics can actually be. When, of course, when we watch Question Period or you see the clips on the news, it's often very feisty, very aggressive, very partisan, and that certainly is the case sometimes in Ottawa as well. But more often than not, there are conversations, outside of the chamber, in the lobbies or at committee, where there's a lot of very positive collaboration and cross-party work, and that is something that was a bit of a surprise to me, just how often that happens. But I think it's great to see that it does. Working across party lines is something that I think has to happen on almost every issue. Being a member of the opposition, of course, we don't have sort of that power to enact change without support of the government or support of the other parties in the House to put that pressure on the government. So there's been a number of projects, local projects in my area that I've been happy to work with the government on and work with other parties on to address things like bringing better internet through Starlink to the riding. So that was something that was piloted in my riding in Pikangikum First Nation, and it took some months of advocacy with the Minister of Industry at the time to help address that. And there's been other projects to address things like infrastructure gaps and boil water advisories that I've been proud to work across party lines to help address. I think the biggest challenge overall for democracy that I see is complacency. I think we're all very proud of our democracy, and we're very, we hold it in high regard, but I think sometimes we often take it for granted as well, and we've seen that in lower voter turnouts. We've seen that in lower rates of people joining political parties and taking on roles of that nature. So I would encourage everyone who is engaged in politics, first of all, to be engaged in politics, and if you are engaged, try to take it a step further than just voting. But if there are specific issues that you want to champion, get involved with those organizations. If there are parties that you want to align yourself with, please get involved, volunteer, help out any way you can to help make our democracy even stronger. What gives me hope is actually the fact that I see a lot of younger people actually getting more interested, and I say that sort of in a surprised way, because I think we often hear that young people aren't interested in politics, that they're not engaged. But from people I've been talking to, visiting schools, talking with younger people, I think that that's not the case. Younger people see politics all around them on their social media and on other things as well, and I think that more and more people are youth want to be heard. They want to have a seat at the table, and they want to make sure their voices are heard. And I just encourage everyone to continue to do that. A piece of advice for my 16-year-old self, I would say that it doesn't matter where you're coming from or who you are, but it matters where you're going and what you can do, and that you shouldn't let anyone get in the way of that. I know for myself, I was elected as an MP at 21 years old, which wasn't far off from when I was 16, and I think a lot of people really didn't think I could do it. They didn't have that belief in me to either become the candidate for my party or to win the election itself, but I really buckled down. I set my mind to it, and I would encourage everyone to do the same, whether it's going to a specific school or getting a specific job, getting involved in politics, whatever it is that they want to do, that they shouldn't let anyone get in the way of that or tell them they can't do it. The sky's the limit. That would be the advice I would give.